Well. It's going to take an effort. But it is technically still on. Now, by the time we play Ipswich, it could be just about done, because both West Brom and Norwich may have won against Sheffield Wednesday for the former and Swansea for the latter, and that would mean we'd have to beat Ipswich and Plymouth and hope for an almighty goal difference swing of 8 goals in our favour against Norwich on the final day, and 15 goals in our favour to West Brom on the final day. Which, let's be honest, we're not winning 7-0, and West Brom are not losing 7-0 to Plymouth. Out of the two, in terms of form, I think it's more likely we overtake West Brom. But I might be wrong. Strange, like, football's a funny old game, as Jimmy Greaves once said. It's a funny old game, football. And look, quite frankly, we have had chances to make that goal difference gap smaller, and we haven't. But this is the position we're in. I would never ever have expected for a moment that lost us a point and gave Norwich 3 on the opening day of the season come down to now and be so pivotal, because if that doesn't happen, we gain another point. They lose 2. We're 1 point behind them. And they've got Swansea, who are playing for nothing, yes, but on their day came here and played us off the park. And then they've got Birmingham on the final day away, who at home will have the crowd behind them and will be fighting tooth and nail to stay in this division. So, and then we've got Norwich at home as well. Norwich at home, where Angus Gunn should be sent off for, let's be honest, a challenge that has ended Aaron Connolly's Hull City career. And Demetrius Giannoulis, bang, Louis Coyle, gets no real punishment for it, gets a booking. But if they're down to 9 men, it is highly unlikely they win that game. I'm just going to check. I think Giannoulis' yellow card came right before they scored. I am going to check this now. Norwich. It came 2 minutes before they scored. If he's sent off and properly punished for that, that goal doesn't happen. Simple as. And then that totally changes the game. And then you've got Traore against Leeds. That gives us another 2 points. You've got Ryan Allsop not punching that halfway line effort over the bar, which gives us another point. It is very difficult to pinpoint moments over a 46-game season and say this exactly is responsible. It's very, very difficult to do that. But it feels like this season you can do it for us for so many moments. Giannoulis' elbow, that corner that should never have been on the opening day. Traore scoring, conceding that stupid set piece goal. No, was it a set piece? Conceding that stupid goal to Southampton, regardless of whether it was a set piece or not, at the end of our home game against them in October. Not putting our chances away against Plymouth at home in September. Conceding 2 stupid goals to Millwall when we were comfortably 2-0 up away. We didn't cover ourselves in glory with the 2 goals we conceded at Swansea either. I've mentioned the Watford one, punching it over. Bottling it against Bristol City from the position we were in was appalling. Cyrus Christie letting Jack Clark cut inside easily against Sunderland. Morton's red against Sheffield Wednesday. To be honest, I think we'd have gone on to have lost that game anyway. We were playing appallingly, but it's interesting to consider. What else have we got? Birmingham at home, Stoke at home. Giving that penalty away against Leeds, that could have been a point had that not happened, because if that penalty doesn't happen, their 3rd goal doesn't happen either. Like I say, it's incredibly difficult to do it, but I think if you're gonna pinpoint moments, it comes down to the opening day, very last minute. I think it comes down to Traore against Leeds, and it comes down to Giannoulis not getting sent off. Giannoulis and Angus Gunn in the Norwich home game, if we don't get in. In terms of factors and situations, home form, obviously. Allsop at his near post, come on, and Liam Delap's injury. Plain and simple. If Liam Delap did not get injured on New Year's Day, with the team we've built now, he completes us. He utterly completes us. And I hope we get him back next season. Let's dive into chat, shall we? Because I've been waffling for 8 minutes. Jeff, how you doing? AGU, how you doing? Craig, the 21s is Tuesday afternoon, kicks off at 3 o'clock. Could have beaten Rotherham at home 10-0. Victor Johansson had a brilliant game that day, and I think it's inevitable. He'll get picked up by a Championship club. Excuse me. He'll get picked up by a Championship club in the summer, whether it's someone like Portsmouth or Derby or whoever comes up through the playoffs in League One, which we'll talk a little bit about later on, or whether it's an established Championship club like, off the top of my head, I don't know, Preston. They don't need a goalkeeper. They've got Freddie Woodman, but it was the first club that came to my head. Who needs a goalie? Oh, no. Who's in goal for Cardiff now? So they had Runnison at the start of the season. Ethan Horvath. Whether he goes to a Cardiff or a Sunderland if they lose Anthony Patterson. Somewhat, Victor Johansson will end up in the Championship next season. I am fairly certain about that. Right, should we get through the rest of the preview? Well, no, I'll go through the rest of the chat first. Players will start arriving about 6 o'clock, have to be in by 6:30 when the away coach arrives. Need to get a good atmosphere tomorrow. South coming along leaps and bounds. Yes, See, Uzzle on the west side, me on the east side. We give it a go. We give it a go. There we go. Sheffield United. We'll need a goalkeeper because I think Wes Fodringham's going to go. And there it is, Victor Johansson. He's a solid Championship goalkeeper. With his, in terms of shot stopping, the primary job of a goalkeeper, Victor Johansson is one of the best in the league. It's just a shame that he's got that Rotherham defence in front of him. Mark, how you doing, mate? This game will definitely show whether we can do it. Because like I said earlier, depending on results going our way, right? I have a post-it note sat on my desk with who these guys have to play. We are the only team that can dislodge either Norwich or West Brom in the playoffs. Norwich play Swansea and West Brom play Sheffield Wednesday at 3 o'clock. By 5 o'clock, our playoff hopes could be pretty much dead because of goal difference swing. All right? So, there's a lot there. It's so unlikely we get in there. But there's still a chance. Sheffield Wednesday are fighting for everything. Birmingham are fighting for everything. Plymouth, I think, by the time we play them on the final day, could be just about out of it. But we'll discuss that more in a bit. Let's get through some of the preview first, shall we? Team news of Rory, I think, is still the only absentee. There hasn't been anything concrete come out from anyone yet. Ref watch, the referee's Andrew Kitchen, the man who refereed Aaron Connolly's, well, near death at the hands of Angus Gunn. Why can't she be the referee? She's been brilliant when she's refereed us. Haven't noticed her at all, and that's what you want for a referee. Andrew Kitchen's the referee. 2 liners are James Wilson and Sam Lewis. 4th official is Rebecca Welsh. Stats from the Coventry game. More shots, but less possession. Interesting. But this shows you from everything. From, well, at half-time, excuse me, at half-time, Coventry had had 1 shot and it had gone in, and they'd had 40% of possession. We dominated that first half, and then weathered a massive storm at the start of the second. Ohio came on, pressed like a madman, got the goal. Booyah. But also, that second goal went out. Although it doesn't matter, still 2 major problems with it. 1, it went out. 2, also up! Rebecca Welsh has not been horrendous when she's refereed us. She's been brilliant when she's refereed us, quite frankly. I don't think we've had a better referee than a referee one of our games. Josh Smith against Leeds was good, but him and Rebecca Welsh have been the 2 best referees I've seen referee a Hull City game this season. And that's not just because they give decisions our way, because you didn't notice them. And that is what's so crucial. Ipswich's team then, in the last game, it was Vaclav Ladke in goal. The back 4, Leif Davis at left back, Luke Wolfenden at centre-half alongside Cameron Burgess, with Axel Twanzebe playing at right back. Holding midfielders, Sam Morsey and Massimo Luongo. Wide players, Amari Hutchinson, Jeremy Sarmiento, with Connor Chaplin playing behind Ali Al-Hamadi. Kiefer Moore there. He's a threat off the bench just because he's so big. George Hurst back from injury. Sonny Aluko still kicking about. I don't see him playing, which is a shame because I want his autograph. But he's still kicking about. Kieran McKenna, huge respect for him as a manager. I think he's done a brilliant job with Ipswich. Elkin Baggett was playing golf with Harry Vaughan the other week. They're on loan together at Bristol Rovers. Wes Burns scored that brilliant goal at the start of the season. Brandon Williams, ex-Man United and, interestingly, ex-Norwich. Lewis Travis in on loan from Blackburn. Marcus Harness played against him in League One when he played for Pompey. It's a strong Ipswich team. It doesn't necessarily have loads of household names in there, but it's simply just a well-oiled machine. And, oh, bollocks, I've shut that down. There we go. That's back up and running now. I went to start doing current form and closed the window down. There we go. So, Ipswich in their last 5. Unbeaten. Beat Blackburn, beat Southampton. Oh no, sorry, they lost to Norwich, didn't they? I forgot about that and I read that wrong. They lost to Norwich, but then, to be fair, they're winless in 3 in the league. But they also didn't play last weekend because they were meant to play Coventry, but Coventry were in the FA Cup. Anyway, us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have picked up unbeaten in 5. We are top of the Championship form table at the moment because we beat Cardiff, drew with Middlesbrough, beat QPR, drew with Watford, and then beat Coventry. We are top of the Championship form table. And I just want to compare quickly. Home versus away this season. For away form, 22 of 23 games, we are 4th in the league, level on points with Leeds, 1 point behind Ipswich for away record. At home, with 1 game left to go, we are 12th. That's what's let us down. Nice to see a sub actually make an impact on Wednesday. I think before then I could have counted on one hand the times our subs have come on and had an instant impact. This season, yes. God forbid he brought Billy Sharp on in that scenario. Unbelievable. I was told today by someone at Ferriby that Billy Sharp's going to Chesterfield. Which is mental. I don't think Ohio will start. I still think Liam Delap will go from the off, Jeff. League table. I'll put myself in the corner so it's a little bit bigger for you all. Leicester. They just need to match Leeds' result on this weekend and they've won the league. If Leeds win and we beat Ipswich, Leeds are automatically promoted. So, Leicester match Leeds' result and they are champions. If Leeds win and Ipswich lose, Leeds are promoted automatically. We can pull level on points with either Norwich or West Brom if one or both lose and we win. But what's going to let us down is goal difference. We're not guaranteed to finish 7th yet. But I don't realistically see us finishing any lower than 9th. Which I predicted us to be 10th at the start of the season. I do see us finishing 7th. And we are the only team, like I said earlier, that can dislodge West Brom and Norwich in the playoffs. Down at the bottom, this is interesting. This is very, very interesting because Sheffield Wednesday play West Brom. Birmingham and Huddersfield play each other. So if that game ends as a win for either team, Sheffield Wednesday have to win to stay outside of the relegation zone. Plymouth, a win and a draw in that game takes them clear and safe. They play Millwall, who have got nothing to play for. Like I say, Norwich have got Swansea, who have got nothing to play for. And West Brom, is it going to let... Yes, I can fit them both on. West Brom play Sheffield Wednesday at Hillsborough. Rotherham down. If I'm honest, right, Sheffield Wednesday staying up to get rid of Birmingham and Huddersfield is a price that I am willing to pay. That's fine. That is absolutely fine. I dislike Sheffield Wednesday a lot, but I would rather them stay up than have to do Birmingham and Huddersfield away next season. Both of them are such boring away days, and we go to Huddersfield and we hardly ever win, and I've decided not to go this year because, one, I left it too late to get tickets because I was waiting for someone to decide whether they could go. And by the time they made a decision, I couldn't get tickets anyway. But even then, I wasn't too gutted about not going. But we ended up winning. And the 1 year I don't go to Huddersfield, we win for the first time in forever. And I promise you, I'm not bitter. I spoke very fast there, but I just had to blurt them out. It was a brain dump. There basically, and Birmingham are just annoying, aren't they? Overstayed their welcome in this league far too long. They nearly get relegated every year. Scraped it last season in the last few games, despite that horrendous run. Reading's points deduction there did them a bit of a favour, because otherwise they'd be sucked in a lot closer to that. Season before, cut it fine again. Season before that, it wasn't necessarily cutting it fine, but they were still down the bottom half of the table. They've stayed in this league for so long. There, again, cut it very fine. Ignore that. Ignore that. Again there. They've been consistently a bottom 7 championship team for a long time. What year was the year they had Gianfranco Zola as manager? They sacked Gary Rowett, brought in Gianfranco Zola. 16-17, wasn't it? They sacked Gary Rowett when they were like 6th. Brought in Zola and they were down like here. Then, was it Harry Redknapp they brought in after him to sort of pull them out of the mess? It was Harry Redknapp. They brought him in the April to pull him out of the mess. And out of 13 games, they won 4 and drew 1. So they have been consistently horrible for years. So I would absolutely adore to see them go down. What we'll talk about as well, quickly, is League One and what the permutations are there. Portsmouth are up as champions. Derby just need a point on the final day and they will secure automatic promotion. Bolton, former Tigers there, Nathan Baxter and Randell Williams. I've clicked on the wrong thing there. Matches. Derby play Carlisle, who are bottom. Bolton play Peterborough. Peterborough have a real chance there to deny Bolton a shot. Derby do only need a point against a team that's been relegated for a hell of a long time. We will say here as well, just inside the relegation place is Cheltenham with Curtis Davis, Andy Smith at the back. Have they been playing together, by the way? And where's Andy? Another former Tiger in there for Cheltenham, Elliot Bonds. They are. When did Andy Smith last play? They are fighting all out for it. So he last featured in a Matchday squad 10 days ago. Hasn't played in either of those two. Strange. But yeah, that's the permutations for League One. I think chances are we will play Portsmouth, Derby and Bolton next season. Because I'm going to be honest, as much as Peterborough have just won the Bristol Street Motors Trophy, Pizza Cup, Checker Trade, Johnson's Paint, stick your under fives team in there, Cup. I don't see any of these lot that might get in the playoffs beating Bolton. Simple as I just don't. Although that's a very good point. Teams with nothing to play for can be dangerous because they tend to play freer football because they've got no pressure. Sharp is a waste of a wage. I don't believe that for a second. He's been abysmal. And the guy I spoke to at Ferriby is very well connected in the non-leagues. So I'll trust him. Billy Sharp does not get anywhere near that back pass. You're right. To be honest, the way Matty Jacobs playing, and let's not forget, we've got Fairlong here as well. The way Matty Jacobs playing, I don't see the need to sign Giles. I still think if we take the shackles off and let him go forward, and with a striker, his crosses will probably get met a bit more by someone like a Delap. But I don't see us signing Ryan Giles. My opinion has changed. I'd love to get Jay Stansfield. I would love to get Jay Stansfield. Who's in Birmingham's squad? I'm getting the graphics out. Lee Buchanan's a left back. Worked with Rossini at Derby. I could see us going for him if they go down. Cody Drama at right back because I can see Christie going, and I think Leeds will be willing to let him go on a free as well. I believe. Like I said, I'd love to get Jay Stansfield in on loan. He's had a good season for them. But I'd only really say the players I'd like from that squad are Jay Stansfield, Lee Buchanan, and Cody Drama. I don't really see any others. Rotherham, get Evesy back. Easy. And then Huddersfield at the minute. Lee Nichols, no. Edmonds Green, no. Ruffles, no. Pearson, no. Hellick, no. Hogan, no. Bergzog, no. Rodoni, I wouldn't mind. Karoma. We've been linked with Brahima Diarra, but I don't think there'll be anything in that. Sober Thomas, maybe. I think there's two in that squad. In Huddersfield's squad, I think I'd take Jack Rodoni and Sorba Thomas, if they go down. Sheffield Wednesday. Leo would want Malik Wilkes back, and we've had the Josh Windass rumours before. I have heard something with regard Sheff Wednesday, but I'm not allowed to say, because if I say it, the source would be quite obvious. Kieran, I like your thinking. Ethan Laird, maybe. I'd rather drama, to be honest. Who am I thinking we won't see again at the end of this season? Right, what I'll do is I did a little predictions thing a few weeks ago on one of these live streams, looking at all the contracts. Was it the Watford game I did it? Was it QP? Spreadsheet open. And I was waffling about it for ages. It wasn't QPR. Was it Middlesbrough? It was more recent than Middlesbrough. Certain of it. I remember doing a come back to this at the end of the season style thing. I'm flicking through QPR 5 seconds at a time at the minute. When did I do it? Because I know for a fact I did it. I surely won't have done it against Cardiff. Yes, I did it against Cardiff. Right, okay. Right. In response to your comment, these were my predictions. So, actually, right, I will move me out the way. We'll see if these have changed. Have I still got that saved? If I've got that saved on the Excel spreadsheet I used, it won't be on that one, Joe, you divvy. No, I haven't. Okay. So, Bora. Has that changed? I am gonna write these down this time. I absolutely am gonna write these down this time. Right, Joe, get your Word doc out. I am making a note of these, and we can come back to them when they're all wrong, which they won't be. They'll all be absolutely 100% correct. Right, we will do this properly this time, and I will save the predictions. This is going to be worth it. Don't you lot worry about that. So let's make ourselves a little key again, shall we? So I'm going to stop sharing that. And instead, I am going to share with you this. So the key I did last time was Grey was released. Where's a Grey? Grey was released. Purple was an option taken or a new deal. Orange was signed again, either on loan or permanent. So Bora, let's just do what I initially said, because I didn't do all of them. I went through all of these quite slowly, which is annoying. Okay, so Bora. So my predictions were Bora was orange. Delap was orange. Giles was orange. I'll put me back on screen now. I forgot about that. Giles was orange. Right, and so where are we then? Wood and Zaruri were grey. Traore was grey. Robson, Sharp, Ohio, Morton were grey. Which one's the Billy Sharp? So Robson, Sharp, Ohio, Morton were grey. Leake, Hall, Doherty, Colville. Leake, Hall, Doherty, Colville, Christie, Cavalier. The rest were purple. So now Bora I've changed my mind. I think he's gone. Jake Brown, I think, will stay. Carvalho, I think, will try and will fail to get him back. Christie will be gone. Connolly, I now think, will be gone. Colville will be gone. The Lap, I think we will manage to successfully get back. Docks, I think, will go. Fanning, I think, will keep on for another year. Giles, I don't think we'll take him. Ollie Green, I spoke to him today. I hope he stays, so I'm leaving that purple. Sincere Hall, based on his recent performances, I think that goes purple. Joe Johnson, he's only been here a year. I think that's purple. Jake Leake, I think he will go. Jack Leckie, I think will stay another year. I think he'll do one more. Jevon, because he's out on loan in Ireland, I think he'll do one more as well. We'll have to extend that. Tyler Morton, I think we will get back, because if you look at Liverpool's midfield, they've pretty much rebuilt that whole thing in the last few years, in the last season. So they're not in any real need for anyone. Nixon, changed my mind, gone. Ohio, I now think will be kept on again. Raj, top lad, I think will be kept on for one more year. Robbo and Sharp, I think, will go still. Alfie Taylor, he's like Jevon Mills. They have to extend it for him to see out his loan. Nathan Tinsdale, I think, will stay another year. Traore will be gone. AJ Weston. If, as I'm predicting here, Ollie Green stays and plays in the 21s still, Rocco Coyle's been playing a lot of games at right back. Ed Devine at left back is in the 18s and is incredible. So I think AJ will be gone, especially because they're going to keep JJ as well. And then I stick by Woody and Zaruri going. Updated predictions. There you go. Updated predictions. Connor, that's exactly what I said right at the start of the stream, pal. That Morton interview gives me hope. I hope so. Racine said he wasn't against keeping Ohio. Exactly. Exactly. And I think he will. And you know what? To an extent, I hope we do, because I want to see more of him, see what he's about. Anyway, let's motor on. Kicking off in literally a minute's time is QPR versus Leeds. This is around the grounds, by the way, for people who are listening to this like a podcast. 3 o'clock tomorrow. Southampton versus Stoke. Sheffield Wednesday versus West Brom. Come on, Wednesday! Norwich versus Swansea. Come on, Swansea! Millwall versus Plymouth. Huddersfield versus Birmingham. Cardiff versus Middlesbrough. I'm not really too bothered, but ultimately, so we can guarantee 7th and be stress-free. Come on, Cardiff. Limit them to a point. Bristol City versus Rotherham. Blackburn versus Coventry. And Watford versus Sunderland are the 3 o'clocks. We're 8 o'clock, and then on Monday at 8 o'clock is Preston versus Leicester. Leicester, like I say, match the result Leeds United get tonight, and they are champions. Despite the almost near almighty bottle they did, which would have been mental. Connor, I was saying exactly that before you joined the stream. Join earlier next time. Kidding. But please do. Memorable match. We beat them 3-0 in League One. Malik Wilkes scored after 2 minutes. McGuinness scored just on the stroke of half time. And then Hope you enjoyed that. Wrapped it up with a third. Our team that day, Ingram in goal, back four was Josh Emanuel, Reece Burke, Jacob Greaves and Callum Elder. Midfield three of Smallwood, Honeyman and Slater. Adelakun on the left, Wilkes on the right and Josh McGuinness up top. I think Keno must have been injured or suspended. I think it was injured this game because he's nowhere to be seen. The bench, George Long, the goalkeeper, Louis Coyle, Dan Batty, Tom Eaves, James Scott, Martin Samuelson and Alfie Jones. Grant McCann. The gaffer, then earlier this season, yeah, we don't talk about it. We lost 3-0, but yeah, played off the park. Team also up in goal, back four, Christy Jones, Greaves, Coyle. Midfield three of Morton, Seri and Traore. Philogene and Delap were the wide players with Connolly through the middle. The bench, Ingram the goalkeeper, Vinagra, McLaughlin, Doherty. Cynic actually played a game. I know. I'm shocked too. Fairlong, Smith, Twine, and Sellers Fleming. And then our record against Ipswich, we had a lovely, lovely run of being unbeaten against them from November 2010 right the way through to when we played them in February 2021 in League One, and they beat us 1-0 at home. This was when we were on our slump era in League One, before just going on a ridiculous unbeaten run at the end of the season that Grant McCann's also doing now with Donny Rovers, which is wild. Up the Tim Lottatala, Hakeem Adelakun playing for them, Tom Nixon as well on loan from us. Before we went on that ridiculous run and won the league. And then we lost to them 3-0 earlier this year. So, yeah. But other than that, all of this that I've just highlighted here is sensual. It's falling apart a bit here, though. Get it back to green, Rosie. Come on. Shared shirts. Now, I know I say this every week. But this is good. This is very good. We'll dip in chat first. I don't think so, because like you say, Ipswich exist and could still. It's 5 points and Ipswich have got 3 games left, so technically. I love seeing some of these guesses. Did Jakupovic play for Ipswich? I don't think he did. He's played in England. For England, he's played for us. He was on loan at Leyton Orient. Leicester, Everton. Yeah, I've got that right. Played for us. We loaned him to Leyton Orient for a bit. Leicester and Everton. Rosina did. It's not him. Aluko plays for Ipswich currently, so I haven't picked him. Will Keane, used him recently. Alex Bruce is a good one, but it's not the right one. Jimmy Bullard is a good one, and it's not the right one. I'm sat here with this really smug face on, because it's good. Mark Noble. Mark Noble. The West Ham one club man. But let's not forget, he had 2 loan spells away. He played 5 games for us in 2006, in the 05-06 season, on loan from West Ham. 5 appearances, no goals. The following season, He was loaned to Ipswich for a little while in the first half of the season from West Ham. 13 games. Scored once for them. Now, I know someone pointed it out to me. I say this every week. But genuinely, this might not be topped. I'm going to have a look through in the off-season after I've done my exams. All the shared shirts I've done this season. All 49 games, if we don't get in the playoffs, that it's been. And rank them. This will rank very high. I'm buzzing with that. I am so buzzing with that. Connor, it's an off-season video. It's an off-season video. It'll be in the works. Don't worry. After, of course, I've done the exams, which Jeff, I thank you for your good luck. First one is next week. It's a 15-hour one, so that's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday straight exam all day. I'll finish it 3 o'clock on Friday. Boom, dash home, quick shower, in the car, down to Plymouth. Come on! Yeah. I don't think I think that one will rank up there very highly. To quote Jeremy Clarkson, it's time for the smug face. That's gonna get screenshotted. Clarkson's is funnier than mine. Right, predicted team. Let's go. Allsop in goal. Slater, Jones, Greaves, Jacob, the back four. Morton, Seri, Carvalho, midfield three. Irma, Philogene in the wingers. Delap up top bench. Panda, out of hope. I think Ingram is just getting put on the bench as a gesture of goodwill, which I totally respect. But Evo Panda should definitely be our number one next season. Coyle, Giles, McLaughlin, Tufan, Ohio, Traore, Sharp, and Christie. Bar Panda, it's the same team that played the other night. Slater will get done in by Davis. Hope we start Coyle. Fair. Right. Score predictions, everyone. I approached that with some trepidation. But say it quietly. I'm gonna whisper this. It's a new angle, isn't it? Say it quietly. But I am quietly confident. Is that too much to say? Is that too much to say? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Oh, I'd love it. I'd love it if we win. And I can see us winning about as much as I can see us not winning. Ipswich play a very open, expansive style of play, which plays into our hands because we play really well against teams that come out at us and actually try to play football at home. I am going to say, and I'm going to whisper this is going to be a bit ASMR and it's really weird. And I'm looking at myself on my monitor to look at how much of a prick I look. But I think it's going to be Hull City 2, Ipswich Town 1. Goal. First goal is going to be scored by Liam Doap.
And the second goal is going to be scored by Abdushamir. Why is this not? It's got stuck. Come back round. Sit on there.
Like I say it quietly. Say it quietly. And you can all testify. I have said that incredibly quietly. And because I've moved the camera around and been like an idiot, we had a little bit of out of focus there. But I have said that very, very quietly indeed. No, I said I'm very, 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 very confident. I said now I'm just quietly optimistic. And 1-0 QPR is lovely. 2-1 City, 3-2 City, 3-all, 3-0. This is it. Last home game. Last home preview of the regular season, possibly of the entire season. Thank you for watching. Take care. See you all late tomorrow night for the Matchday vlog, when our season may be right on, or it could be totally done and we have nothing to play for at Plymouth on the final day. I'm not sure what I prefer. See you later, everyone. Take care. Hope the Tigers. And goodbye.